Welcome to Man in the Sands Pub, episode 2 of series 2. The Peaty whiskies have a festive theme through December. Now, I've just added the Padre, only just now, so it doesn't have a head start because of the complaints I received from America and Europe that they were always winning. In episode 1, the Padre was always winning, and for whatever reason, why. Now, do not forget, episode 1 of 4-door whiskies, not quite as balanced and sophisticated as the ones we're now tasting. So, to show that I'm not giving too much favour to the Padre and his ilk, about a minute's worth it's been added. Also, it's been added to the ice, and I've just poured her out, naked as nature intended. Now, this has fast become one of my favourite peated whiskies, and I want to tell you a little bit about Port Charlotte and why I think they deserve a recommendation for you to go out and try their whiskey and what impresses me about them. I think, firstly, I have to address a questionable complaint I received from a Welshman, Shack Daddy, and from his Scottish colleagues and someone who's worked in the whiskey industry. Port Charlotte is owned by Bruichladdich, and I did taste recently Bruichladdich, the classic laddie. However, I am being told I'm mispronouncing it and it should be Bruichladdich. If it is Bruichladdich, I apologise. I've reached out to a brand ambassador for confirmation, and until then I shall continue with Bruichladdich? No. Bruichladdich. I like the sound of it, Bruichladdich. I might slip into the Irish blood of mine if I start saying that too much, but Bruichladdich, Port Charlotte, 10. That's what we have here. Now, why is Port Charlotte so important? Well, Port Charlotte is an Islay, and this is a peated Islay whiskey. It's 50%. And also, do you remember in episode 1, we talked about fennel and how you measure it? That's the peatiness getting into the whiskey. And this is 40 ppm, 40 parts per million of fennel. So that's a punchy peaty whiskey. 50%, whew, Mike Tyson territory again. And do note, this won't be in for longer than 10 minutes, which I normally do, because I actually think this is a sophisticated dram. I'm going to get there with my tasting. 1881 to being owned now by Remy Cointreau. French, again, please don't start getting Remy Cointreau. My accent is limited, as you can understand, but I'm trying my best. So between Bruichladdich and Remy Cointreau, or Bruichladdich and Remy Cointreau, here we are. Now, it's unchill filtered, so that's a natural colour that we're going to get, including, you'll see here, it mists up a little bit with the ice. It doesn't retain it. That's wonderful. That's real to me. And so is the brand. Go onto the website and you'll see what I mean by what I'm saying. If you look at the branding, you've got family, you've got local people. Port Charlotte's named after a local town, which I'm guessing is where a majority of the employees come from. But you have employees who've cycled through Morocco and speak Swedish and French. I wonder how their Scots is. And in the dark winter environment of the Islay, they binge Netflix. What more can you want from a realism? And that's what they are saying to us. They are saying, we are going against the conventional. We are the future. We are passion. We are reality. We are not machines. We are not robots. We are not marketing. We are real people with real lives watching over and delivering to you real whiskey. And for me, I'm in. And I say to you, Port Charlotte, thank you for that. And right now, it's hats off, game on. Excellent. So, where are we going to start? Well, I'm resisting the 50 as naked as nature intended. I'm going to just start, like I did on the first video, with the ice. I'm curious. I really am. Peaty on ice, unchill filtered. Here we go. Lovely. Lovely. It retains the peatiness more than the undecided. It retains a bit more the heat more than the undecided. So this is going to be curious for me. And you can also, as you go to drink it, you'll breathe in the peatiness, the smokiness of it. Very interesting. Okay, now we go in. Let's see what's happening. Wow, different to the Enoch completely. Absolutely. I'm not saying for better or for worse, just different. And both peaty, 40 ppm. So this is interesting for me. And it tells you every whiskey is different to every single person. Okay, light note. You're going to laugh at me when I say this. Light note, but I had one today, and that's what's reminding me. A croissant. Has that croissant sort of butteriness coming. Saline, definitely off the sea. I like that. I'm going to stick with what I've said. A croissant and saline off the sea. Here we are. I'm going in now. Oh, beautiful hurricane. Oh, subtle, but on my tongue, fiery. Still there, fiery on my tongue. Lips a little alight. Mouth, just a tranquility of happiness. Here, a slight glow, but not like you dropped an amber and you're blowing to warm it up. Slight glow, very subtle. Sophisticated. Definitely sophisticated. A brand ambassador recently, I was chatting to her on Instagram, and she talked about how she thought that this was an exceptional dram, and I have to agree. Remember, I'm not sponsored. I'm just saying that I'm agreeing what she had to say, that it's strong, but it's really exquisite, you know? And I'm agreeing. I'm going back in. Okay, 50, doesn't hurt, enjoyable, it does linger, but not for too long. So now I'm feeling the glow here, a bit strong, bit of iodine, but I'm feeling it, but it's still in my mouth. I'm confused, like, ooh, 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 ooh. It's a hug inside, it really is. Now, it's not like anything I've tasted before, except the bottle itself, which I have been enjoying recently. Now, I've not had this with the Padre before. So let's see what it's like. He's out. Padre, strike two. Adios, amigo dos. Doesn't work. Actually, it's quite unappealing, is the simplest way I can put it. I would not add the Padre to this drink at all. This is wonderful, really, really wonderful. I think, bringing these two together, I'd like to talk to you more about what I'm tasting and how it comes across, so if I may. Oily, saline, C. Oily with a C. Bit of zest. Bit of heaven. I love this. It doesn't have spice for me. You know the spice there, like a clove, etc. But it's not what comes across, but it almost got, you know when you have a roast beef, as an example, if you're a meat eater, you'd have a roast beef. And there could be some thyme or thyme, depends where you are in the world. But for us, it's thyme. For the Americans, thyme. Some thyme on it. And when you bite into that beef, and you bite it into the thyme, it has that taste. It's not unpleasant, but it's there. And when it's blended with the meat, it's gorgeous. That's what we've got here. There's a little something spicy that hits you and go, I'm not, perhaps it's my palate, I can't pull it out, but together it's glorious. And now, with the ice, slightly more medicinal at initial taste, but afterwards, absolutely wonderful. So what would I choose to prefer? I'm going to say, in the heat of Dubai, the ice. But if I had to choose every day, neat and naked as nature intended. So thank you for joining me. Port Charlotte, I will be in touch somehow. I wish it was easy for me to travel from Dubai right now, because I'd love to tour. I'd love to see what you do, because it's so personal, and I really, really value that. I must see if I can get some more like this out here. Any brand ambassador who can help with that, please contact me. I'd love to be trying this with you in person, if possible as well. I recommend this heavily. It's not for a beginner in whiskey, but my goodness, this little baby is going to stay a staple in my whiskey closet, so to speak. Stay safe, stay strong, look after yourselves, enjoy the merriment of this festive season if you celebrate it, and just look after each other. And remember, it's a safe space. I take all comments, including my mispronunciations, and welcome you. Until the next time, look after yourselves.